So you can come to standing. Bring your feet about hip width distance apart. And just feel the toes, the balls of the feet, the outer edges, the heel into the ground. Try and stand up as nice as tall as you possibly can. Relax your arms by your side. Lift your arches, engage the pelvic floor muscles. Close your eyes for a few moments. Try to connect with your breath. Breathing in deeply, abdomen expands. Breathing out slowly and gently, abdomen contracting back into the spine. Check whether you're able to distribute the weight equally on both sides of the body, front and back of the feet as well. And slowly and gently you can open up the eyes. We'll step our right foot to the left side of the leg. That left foot doesn't have to be parallel to each other, but you're just crossing the right over the left. And try to square the hips so that when you tend to do this, the left hip presses back. So you want to try and still keep the hips square in front of you. We'll stretch the right arm up and try to reach over towards the left. Pressing that left hip gently forward a little bit more. Slowly release and stretch left arm up. You can slide that right arm down and reach left arm over the right side. Drop that right shoulder, breathe deeply. Gently release, come back to center. So now we'll bring that left foot to cross over the right one. And now check your hips. So the right side needs to pull forward slightly. Draw the belly in, keep the core nice and tight. Relax the arms. Left arm stretches up and slide. Reach over towards the right side as you bring that right hip gently forward again. Slowly come back to center, release that arm, and right arm stretches up, reach over towards the left side. Dropping the left shoulder, keep pressing that right hip forward. Slowly release. So we release the legs, just bring it back to a normal position. And we're going to stretch the right arm up again, slide the left arm down as far as you can, as if you're reaching down past the knees maybe. Come back up and we'll swap to the other side. Left arm rises up, stretching that right arm down the leg and reaching the left arm over towards the right side. Come up again, hands on the hips. So we're going to put the weight now into the left foot and see if you can bring that right leg up. Maybe you want to release that left arm and try to bring that right leg up as high as you can. So you're really finding that balance, core tight, and option to bring the right arm up as well. Slowly come back, release. we'll go to the other side. So weight into the right leg, hands onto the hips. You can gently start to shift over towards the right side and maybe lift that left foot off the floor. When you feel ready, you can release the right arm. Just allow it to hang, core engage, right foot firm into the ground. Left leg rising up as high as you can, and maybe then releasing that left arm. Keep breathing. Gently come back up and release. So we'll bring our feet hip width distance again, hands onto hips, and we'll do some rotations. So you can start either right or left and just try and make as wide circles as you like, as you can. And then come back to center and we'll go to the opposite side. Keep the core engaged. And then come back to center. We'll stretch the arms up, reach up to the sky, stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, hinge from the hips, soften the knees. Keep the head in between the arms and reach forward. So you're pressing the hips back, legs are nice and strong. And hold and breathe. Slowly start to release down. Either allow the elbows to rest onto the thighs, or you can just allow the arms to hang like a ragdoll and fold and breathe into the back of the body. Make any movements that you like here. If you prefer, you can hold onto the elbows, you can move the hips side to side or just sway. Relax the head, your neck, your shoulders, and your arms. Keep that connection with your breath. And then come back to center. You can release the arms, soften the knees again, and start to restack the spine in place, one vertebra at a time. Then once you've come up, gently start to press the hips forward. Either support your back with your hands, or you can just allow the arms to hang, arch back, look up to the sky. Slowly back to center. And release. So we're going to come to the top of our mats and do a couple of half sun salutations. So take a deep breath in, exhale, palms together. Inhale, open up to the sky so the arms can come as wide as you like, and really try to reach the arms back behind the ear, behind the head. Gently press the hips forward. And slowly hinge from the hips, reach forward all the way down. Relax the head and neck. We'll take a halfway lift, so hands onto the shins. And open up, drop the shoulders, back straight, exhale all the way down. Once more, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold in half. Inhale, soften the knees, stretch the arms out, come up, open up to the sky, hips forward, exhale, palms together. We'll do one more like that. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, open up. Hips forward. Exhale, hinging from the hips all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, palms together. Relax. We're going to bring our feet wide and come up onto the toes. Bring the arms, extend them in front of you, shoulder height. Core nice and tight. Hold and breathe. Draw the belly in. Try to relax your shoulders so you're not drawing them up towards your ear, you're still dropping them down. Bend the knees, slowly come down. Keeping the heels off the floor as you lower down. And we'll come into a squat, so you can bring the legs wider if you like. Maybe the arms in between the legs. If you prefer, you can come up onto the toes. But if you have something at home that may be a block or a blanket, you can roll and close that gap between the heels and the floor if you have the heels off the floor. So here you can try to open up, press the arms against the thighs, the knees to open up a little bit deeper, back straight, shoulders again relaxed. Take a breath or two, and then slowly let's walk the hands forward. Drop the head so the spine can round here, the head can be heavy, but still bring awareness to your feet so the arches are lifted, everywhere else pressing down into the floor. And then slowly we'll walk the hands back in, lift the hips up. Take a breath or two here. Maybe roll onto the balls of the feet, so you're still keeping the heels on the floor, and so you're feeling that stretch a little bit more in the glutes. The tailbone is extending higher up towards the sky. And then we'll slowly step our legs back into our first down dog. So maybe not come in too deep into this position quite yet. And so you're spreading the fingers nice and wide. Hands are firm into the ground, maybe the heels touch the floor, the feet together or slightly apart. And then you can make some movements, so bending the knee one at a time, lifting the heel off the floor, so paddling the leg. Keep the core engaged. If you like, you can move the hips side to side. So if you're moving the hips side to side, the feet are also moving, as if you're trying to press the hips and come up almost into a side plank with the hands still staying in the same position. Then slowly come back into a normal down dog. Bend the knees now to allow the chest to rest onto the thighs, so you're opening up the front of the body a little bit more here. And gently, knees drop. Let's take child's pose. You can turn the palms facing up. Maybe bring the arms alongside the body just to rest the wrist for a few moments here. Gently roll the head side to side. And so we're going to start to do some flow movements. Please take your time. If you feel that the pace is too much for you, you can slow it down to your rhythm, what works for you today. Whenever you need a rest, make sure you do take a rest. So let's stretch the arms back out. We'll come back into our down dog. Belly into the spine, hands are firm into the ground. Right leg rises up. Press the left heel down towards the floor, bending that right knee, opening up the hip. And then squaring the hip towards the floor and stepping the right foot forward in between the hands. So we can take a low lunge, so knee drops down. If you find that the knee is too, you need some extra support, you can fold the outer edge of the mat in. So you can either come, if you have blocks at home, you can use the blocks, otherwise fingertips onto the floor, look forward and feel that hip flexor stretch, the left psoas stretching here, dropping the shoulders, opening up the chest as much as possible. Breathe. Then we'll take plank. Core nice and tight, shoulders in line with the wrists. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Hips extending up. Inhale, sliding forward, shoulders down, away from the neck. Exhale, back into down dog. So inhale and step the right leg up to the sky, pressing the, left leg up to the sky, right heel down towards the floor. Hands are firm into the floor and opening up the hips, so bending the knee. Breathe deeply. Then slowly squaring the hip to the floor and stepping left foot forward. Right knee down. Use that extra support if you need it, so either a blanket or folding the mat. Coming onto the fingertips or using the blocks. Finding the stretch in the right side now. Just noticing how that feels, lifting the chest up, looking forward, breathing deeply. And we'll take plank from here. Bodies in a straight line, inner thighs drawing together, lower abdomen pulling up and in. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale into cobra, shoulders down, chest lifting up. Exhale, down dog. So we'll start to do some more variations now. Inhale, right leg up, bending the knee, opening up the hip. Now squaring the hip and bringing that right knee to the left elbow. Come back up into three-legged dog. Then to the right elbow, three-legged plank, back into three-legged dog. And then in between, so you're bringing that knee to the nose, come back up. And then from here, we'll step that right foot to the outside of the right leg. You can lower the left knee down. Again, if you need support there, just take it. And the hands can stay in this position, or you can bring it, come onto the forearms. So see where is good for you today. And now try to see if you can open up the right hip a little bit more. So you're rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Option to curl onto the right toes, left toes even. So it becomes a deeper stretch. But if this is not working for you, you can lower the knee down. Now from here we'll come into forearm plank, so step that right leg back. Hold here, breathe deeply. Body's in a straight line. Exhale, down. Now keep the forearms into the floor and lift the chest up. Either feet together or slightly apart. Shoulders are dropping down as you lift the chest up. Breathe. Slowly come forward, walk the hands under the shoulders, down dog. Left leg rises up. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. And then squaring the hip, same thing, so left knee to right elbow, back into three-legged dog, to the left elbow, back up, and then in the middle, as if you're bringing your nose to the knee, back up, and now stepping that left foot on the outside of the left hand. You can drop the knee down if you like. Bring the forearms maybe into the floor and roll onto the outer edge of that left foot. Keep the shoulders relaxed as much as you can. An option to curl onto the right toes. Breathe deeply. Focus on your breath. Notice your mind, where it is. See whether you can just connect to the breath. And then we'll step that left leg back into forearm plank. Body's in a straight line, squeezing the inner thighs, drawing them in towards each other. Lower belly coming in, pulling upwards. And then slowly lower the hips down. Forearms into the floor. Chest lifting up, shoulders dropping down. Breathe here. Slowly head down, hands underneath shoulders, back into down dog. Inhale, right leg rises up. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. So this time we're going to turn the knee towards the right side and then bring that right knee to the right elbow. Back up. 2 more. Straighten the leg, bend, and right knee, right elbow. Keep the core nice and tight. Last time. Step right foot forward. We can come into high lunge, or if you prefer, you can go into low lunge and lower the knee down. So arms up. Try to keep the right knee and ankle in line with each other. The hips are square in front of you. Breathe deeply. So from here, we're going to come up, balance on the right leg, and as we step the foot back, we come back into lunge with the arms up. So as you come up, you're reaching the arms back and going into a bit of a balancing, and drop that left hip down. Inhale, up, back into our lunge. Last time. Balancing on the right foot, reaching the arms back, squaring the hips, and then step the foot down into lunge. Let's come forward, plank. Exhale into any variation that you like. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Breathe here. Draw the belly in. Left leg rises up. Bending the knee, keeping the knee towards the open up to the left side. And then the knee comes to the elbow. Back up, straightening up the leg. And then bending back into three-legged plank. Last time. Stepping that left foot forward, coming into high lunge, arms up. Hips are square, left knee and ankle in line with each other. Breathe, upper body nice and tall. So we'll get ready to balance on the left foot now, left leg. So lifting reaching the arms back, squaring the hips towards the floor. Inhale up. Oops. So be sure to take your time and transition from one position to the next. We'll come back into our balancing. Core nice and tight, hips square towards the floor. Reach the arms back, the upper body coming forward. And arms back up, sinking the hips down. Once more. Breathe. Ground that left foot into the ground, into the floor. And back into our lunge. Bring the hands down, let's take plank. Exhaling any variation that you like. Inhale, cobra, chest up, shoulders down. Exhale, down dog. Let's drop the knees to the floor. Take child's pose. The arms to rest alongside the body. You can gently roll the head side to side. Breathe deeply, allow your heart rate to return to a natural state. You do this by slowing the breath down, really engaging the diaphragm, feeling those movements. Breathing in for 3 or 4, out for 6 or 8. Okay, let's stretch the arms out in front of us again, back into our down dog. Right leg rises up. Bending the knee, opening up. Then squaring the hip. Knees together. And we're going to do some rotation with that right knee. So you're trying to make circles with the knee, one direction. Take your time 3 times. And then the opposite way 3 times. And then release that side down. So from here we're going to bend our knees and come into a plank position. But the knees are not coming down to the ground. But your shoulders are over the wrist and then coming back up into down dog. So do this in a nice fluid motion. A bit like a wave like. So we're working our shoulders, the abs, the arms, the legs. Everything is working. Once more. Stepping right foot forward. Either low or high lunge, entirely up to you. And then into plank, exhale down, inhale cobra, exhale down dog. Left leg rises up, bending the knee, and squaring the hip, knees together. So we do our rotations here 3 times, one direction, and then 3 times opposite direction. Releasing the foot down and then back into our lunge with the, the plank with the knees down, back into down dog. So we're just doing this a few times, going at your own pace. Make sure that you're engaging the core strength. One more time. Then left foot steps forward, either in high or low lunge, into plank. Exhaling down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Let's take a rest for a moment. Turn the palms facing up, or you can bring the arms alongside the body. And just coming back into our down dog. Right leg up to the sky. Bending the knee, opening up. Stepping right foot forward, high lunge. Arms up. We're going to open up to the right side. And then come up. And open up to the left side. Come up. Then you can bring that, so if you curled onto the left toes, you can bring that foot at a 45-degree angle. Then arms out. We're going to cross right arm over left and eagle arms. So hold on to wherever you can. See if you can sink the hips down as much as you can here. Raise the elbows up, breathe. And see if you can come forward, tucking the elbows into the abdomen. And come back up. We're going to straighten that right leg and see if we can step the weight all on the right foot. So if you need to step a couple of times, or come into eagle legs as well, so you can bring that left leg over the right. See if maybe you can hook the toes behind the calf and see if you can sit down into that pose. Breathe deeply. Then release your arms and the legs. We'll come into chair pose. Arms up, bending the knees, sitting down in that invisible chair, pelvic floor tuck. Exhale all the way down. And you can either step the legs back or hop back here. So if you're hopping back, bending the knees and just stepping the feet back. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. So left leg rises up, bending the knee, opening up the hip, squaring the hip and stepping that left foot forward now, coming into high lunge, arms up. We'll open up to the right side, arms go wide, and you're finding a little bit of a twist here. Inhale, arms straight up again. Open up to the left side. Breathe deeply. Inhale back up. We do eagle arms, so you bring the arms wide and crossing left over right. And here, try to raise the elbows higher than your shoulders if possible. Then slowly come forward. So elbows coming in. Breathe deeply. And come up. We're going to keep our arms this way and come into eagle legs as well. So right leg on top of the left. See if you can tuck the toes behind the calf. Breathe. See if you can sit down a little bit deeper here into this position. Release arms and legs. We'll come into our chair pose, arms up. Bending the knees, squeezing inner thigh muscles together. Drawing them in. Pelvic floor tuck. Exhale all the way down, fold in half. And here you can either step the legs back or hop back. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And let's take child's pose. Breathe deeply. You can roll the head gently side to side. Okay, arms extended, back into down dog. Right leg rises up. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. And then slowly squaring the hips, stepping right foot forward. Knee on or off the floor. Lifting the chest up. Let's come into a bit of a twist here, so you can bring that left elbow to the right knee. Hands in prayer position. See if you can look towards the toes, your left toes behind. And hands to the floor. Let's take plank. So we're going to come into side plank variation, either with the knee down or both legs straight. If you like, you feel confident, you can bring that left leg up and the arm up as well. Then see if you can bend that left foot and bring it on the inside of the right thigh. Hips up. Then drop that left foot behind, open up into baby wild thing. Then back into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. So left leg rises up. Bending the knee, opening up. Squaring the hip and stepping left foot forward. Right knee down if you like, otherwise you can keep the knee off the floor. Lift the chest up. Drop the shoulders, breathe here as deeply as you can. We'll take plank. And then into side plank. So if you need to lower the knees down, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, right arm and right leg comes up. Breathe deeply. Now bend. I'm losing my balance here. Bend the right foot. Bring it onto the left thigh, inner thigh. Hips up as much as you can. And try not to flop that right knee down, so you're pressing it up. Then drop that right foot down and open up into baby wild thing. Back into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And gently lower the knees. Turn the palms faced up. Keep the hips up. Relax your shoulders. Deep breath in, long and slow breath out. From here we'll come into puppy stretch. So you can keep the knees hip width distance apart and the hips over the knees. Walk the hands forward and drop the chest down. So if you find at home there's a gap between the upper body and the floor, you can close that gap with some cushions, pillows, blocks, anything that you like. But the idea is for you to melt the upper body down into the ground. So you're opening up the chest, the shoulders. Breathe deeply as much as you can. Try not to arch your back here so the back is nice and straight, so engage the core muscles to protect your back. Now we'll curl onto the toes and lift up, walk the hands in. So we're sitting on the heels. We'll stretch the right arm up, bend the elbow, and you can bring the option 1 to bring the left hand to the right elbow and draw the elbow back to open up this side. Otherwise, you have the option to bring that left arm behind your back. See if maybe you can grasp the fingers. If you can't quite get there, you can use a strap or a belt or even a shawl to kind of hold and walk the hands in towards each other. Then slowly release. We'll lift up and release the toes, wriggle them about. You can sit on your shins if you like. Do some rotations with the wrist. If you need some movement with the neck as well, go ahead and do that. Okay, so we'll come back to our curling onto the toes and sitting on the heels. So we'll go to the other side. Left arm, rise and bend. You can hold onto the left elbow with the right hand to open up the left side. Otherwise, bring that right arm behind your back. You'll notice that one side obviously is more flexible than the other. This side is my not so flexible side. So you do the best you can. And just accept that one side of the body is more flexible than the other side, and that tends to be the most dominant side. It tends to be more flexible. Let's release and lift the toes. Just move them about. We'll stretch the wrist here as well. So you can do one at a time, just turning the palms face up, but try to not to drop the belly. So draw the belly in to keep the back protected. Then swap to the other side. So let's now turn both hands. The fingers are pointing towards the knees. And now try to lean forward, so you're stretching the wrist out. And now see, if you want to soften them, you just push the hips slightly back. And then see if you can start to press back and lift as if you want to peel the wrist off the floor. You should feel a really nice stretch here. Lower down and release, so you can shake this out. So if you're still okay to sit on your shins, go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, if you need to change, just extend the legs. So we'll walk the hands back and try to open up and lean back as far as you can. Now, Lift the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades together and allow the head to drop. So the hands are firm into the ground. You're opening up, maybe lift the hips up as if you're trying to press the hips up to the sky, so the heels, you're no longer sitting on the heels or the shins. You're trying to lift up. And then slowly down. I'm just going to come forward on my mats a little bit more. So another option here is while your hands are back, see if you can roll on, come onto the forearms and drop the head back, opening up the chest again. Some of you might feel flexible enough to bring the back completely on the floor, and if that's the case, just go for it. See where you are. This is quite intense on the legs, the quads here, and the knees are getting a really nice stretch. Make sure you're breathing deeply. Try to see if you can ease and relax a little bit more into this position. And slowly, if you're laying back, you press up onto the forearms, lift up, and come up into a seated position. So our legs extended, you can roll them side to side. We'll come into forward fold. So either legs wide or feet together. Inhale, stretch up. Reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, reach forward all the way down. So you're holding on wherever you can onto the body, onto the legs, or you can just drop the arms alongside the legs. Head is heavy. Breathe into the abdomen. Keep those shoulders relaxed. So you're breathing into the back of the body. The lower back is getting a really nice stretch here. And remember to breathe deeply, connect consciously with your breath. If you have hamstring issues, bend the knees. But if you're okay to straighten the legs, you can get a nice stretch in the back of the legs as well. Inhale, slowly stretch the arms, reach up to the sky. Exhale and lower the arms behind your back. So any variation of inclined plane, if you like, you can keep the legs straight and lift the hips up, or you can bend your knees and lift up into a reverse tabletop position. Squeezing the glutes and lifting the hips up, up, up. Gently relax down. So see if you can lie back. Maybe hug the knees into the chest. We're winding down, so the heart rate should now come back to a normal, natural rhythm. Maybe close your eyes, roll gently side to side, just feeling into the back, how it feels right now for you. We'll bring that left foot to the floor, or you can extend it straight out. Extend the right leg up to the sky. You can maybe interlace the fingers, draw that leg close to the upper body. Bending the elbows and trying to bring that leg close in towards the chest. Bend the knee. And holding onto the shin, we'll just move the knee side to side, right and left, left to right. And then set that right foot to the floor. Inhale, left leg up. Again, interlacing the fingers here, holding onto the leg. And if you like, you can extend the right leg. So you're trying to draw that left leg in towards the chest, opening up as much as possible, feeling into that hamstring, calf, glute stretch. Relax the shoulders, breathe deeply. And slowly bending the knee, moving right to left, left to right. And then set, bring both feet back to the floor. Cross the right leg over the left. We'll come into a binded twist. So there's no gaps in between the legs. Bring the arms out to the side, or you can bend at the elbows. Now shift the hips towards the right and then drop the legs to the left side. Make sure that the right shoulder is still on the floor. Head can be in a neutral position, or you can look over the right shoulder. Breathe deeply. Gently and slowly engage the core, come back to center. Uncrossing the legs, swap side, left over right. Arms can stay as they are, shifting the hips now to the left and dropping the legs to the right side. Head in neutral or looking over the left shoulder this time. Breathe deeply. Engage in core, inhale back to center. Exhale and release the legs. Hug the knees in one last time. You can bring the forehead up to the knees. Relax the head down. Let's prepare for relaxation. Our final resting pose. So if your back feels sensitive, you can allow the knees to bend, the knees to drop in towards each other, feet apart. Otherwise, corpse pose with the legs apart, arms away from the body, palms are faced up, eyes closed. Try to ensure that lower back and shoulder blades are nicely relaxed onto the ground. Breathing in deeply, breathing out slowly and gently. Allowing everything to slow down. So in yoga they say that relaxation is the most important part of the class. It's where everything is absorbed. It's like all the goodness is being absorbed into the body, as if you're kind of digesting what you've done. So try never to skip relaxation, even if it's 5 minutes that you do. It's really important to slow the body and the mind down, engaging our parasympathetic nervous system, so the central nervous system can go into relaxation. So see if you're able to bring a pause into the breath. So as you breathe in for 3 or 4, pausing at the top of the breath for 1 or 2 seconds, and then slowly with control exhaling 6 or 8 seconds, drawing the belly in, and then pausing 1 or 2 seconds here before you inhale. And at the top of the breath again, pause for 1 additional second. So if you pause for 2 seconds, increase it to 3. And exhale slowly and gently. And then pausing again, 3 seconds. So keep increasing that pause. Feel everything slowing down. As you slow the breath down, it has an effect on the body. The body will slow down. The mind will slow down. The heart rate will slow down. Take some time here. Feel as if the body is melting into the ground like a block of ice, dissolving into the earth, becoming one with the earth. Feel the body relaxing more and more. Feel the feet and the legs relax, the hips and back relaxing, the abdomen, the diaphragm, the chest relaxing, the hands and the arms relaxing, shoulders and collarbone relaxing, neck and throat, the face and head relaxing. Relaxing all our facial muscles, the jaw, tongue, ear, nose, eyes, forehead, our scalp, our brain and mind, relaxing completely. All our organs relaxing, the joints, the muscles, the cells relaxing. Resting comfortably, peacefully. Slowly and gently beginning to move our fingers and toes. Bring the awareness back to our surroundings, back to the body, back to the breath. Breathing deeply and slowly. And bring the knees into the chest, roll to one side into the fetal pose. And then when you feel ready, slowly come up into a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, back straight, shoulders, arms, back relaxed. Take a moment to feel the effects of your practice. Let's join our palms together to our heart space. Taking a bow. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.